shout out to all of you for, you know, being solid, I guess. I don't
Wholesome
know.
chat.
Yeah, wholesome chat. Like, Liquid has been up for the memes, so has NIP. Even Valorant Esports EU account is just like hanging out. I appreciate all of you. It's good. I like this. But we are now ready to get into the final map. Now, once again, neither of these teams would leave the competition at a loss. This is purely for seeding, going into the kind of actual main end of this whole lead-in. These have all been additional broadcasts, essentially, up to this point, to show you the wider picture of Europe, which has been the whole thing, right? Like, everyone wanted it, and we've got the chance to do it, so it's been really good fun. We've had all the great personalities of Europe joining in. You know, Jonas doing serious work. I mean, after this, the man normally goes and does, like, NA, so it's great to have that, but we are live in. NIP will be heading through on the attack, and Liquid will be on the defensive side. And instantly, they hated that wall. Absolutely hate. Oh my god, is this just going to
No
be a
way.
rumble in sewer? Look at this, they're all bunny hopping up. Oh, the massacre in sewer. Yampi hits a reload and still finds a Kukos. And his teammates are body blocking him like, no, dude, just keep going forward. Don't worry about it. Korea just wants to leave. He's got so many players in an area you just don't find fights in normally. Chihuahua's trying to help him out. The
No
molly comes
way.
in. I can't believe this round.
And Yampi's actually on for the pistol round ace here. A lick of HP left. Chihuahua, the last man standing. NIP will find one, but nothing else. Solcas closes that one out. And Liquid continuing with this pace. A really aggressive approach to the pistol round here. And it pays dividends. It's all off the back of that wall, like you said, Lauren. They look to re-aggress elsewhere, and already Liquid have just found a gap and punished NIP.
Hi. Incredible stuff.
Time to explode.
I'm so glad we got to see these games, dude. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And NIP are probably left just scratching their heads like, what on earth is going on? Rhyme just gets above all of that util, but still gets caught by Scream. Showing off some versatility here, going on towards the Sage this time around. No Reyna coming out, or the other agents that we've seen him flex upon, but doing just fine, it seems. So, at this point, it looks like the rest... Oh, no, how does he still do that? Yampi is just so BM, and I love it. Just knife out. Like, in CS, at least there was, like, a really valid reason to go for the knife if you could. Here, he's just like, I'ma do it. I'ma do it anyway. Akukos doesn't even see Scream, apparently. 13 HP just about gets away. No, Cryptix catches him in the heels. Yampi gets caught knife out. Oh, Valorant Esports. You're...
The people's champ.
Truly the people's champ. And look, I want this to only happen, right? This can be our little secret club, right? Change them all back to normal after this. Whenever we do this stuff again, next time the open quals are on, it all begins again. All right? Like, just for the day. So, like, people don't know what it is. If they're here, they know. If they're not, they miss out. It's the little sneaky gang. So that's all you gotta be. Like, I expect you all to change it back after this. Rhyme's just like, I don't fancy that. Like, I've got to say, Yampi isn't probably selling me on his, like, the kind of knife work, I guess, if you compare it to, like, a CNET or someone. I mean, CNET's he's just built different. But still, like, Yampi's got so much ability in the weirdest way, but playing ahead of the wall is Scream. That's a nice bit of play. And now look who's played in as well. Quietly waiting in the corner was Link. Now, they don't know that Link's here, and he's got the judge in hand, about to hand out some judgment if they do cross that corner. If they crest in, he's played in front of this, and he's posted up in mailroom. Now, I wonder if they check this. Did they get an inkling? Did they see him earlier? I don't know, but that's a corner you gotta check on now.
Isn't probably the worst thing to have is a judge. I mean, we've seen what Yampi's done with it already this series. NIP going to drift back over towards A. Chihuahua has been holding down the fort. Both players actually playing pretty deep. Nobody up on ramp, nobody in heaven, but Kukos clear a couple of angles out with some utility. It's on Soulcast and Cryptix to hold down the fort here.
Cryptix, that's good. Gives him a little bit of time to work with, but now he's trying to feel that pressure. Cryptix!
Down A.
NIP, man, I swear they are cursed right now. Like, going up, and he's just getting away with it. Can't keep getting away with it.
No way. Cryptix has just had a blinder today, and he's already on the way once again, 4-0. If he repeats the same performance he did on Bind, I dread to think.
I love the fact that when I think about NIP, I'm like, yeah, perfect combination of players. They've got this really nice tactical approach, that
Discipline
explosive
and-
power. Yeah, and then it's just like, now, welcome to the weird shit that's going to go down. Like, this whole game has just been weird already. Like, this is just the perfect example of, like, how, like, chaotic this game can get and how some teams can thrive in it. And I'm just like, my heart breaks for NIP in a weird way. Because I'm sitting here watching this going, they're not doing anything necessarily wrong.
No, they're
Like,
not.
they just got charged down in mid, got a weird fight in sewers. They've had, like, this playing ahead of the wall towards mailroom. They've had so many mad plays just come out against them that it's just blowing my mind.
NIP sat back right now again, just chipping away at that wall. Liquid playing very deep now, especially on the back of hearing the weaponry at the disposal of NIP in this round. Happy to play distance here. Just going to try and find something through ropes, but you see on the minimap there's double stack over towards ramp on A. It's a good setup to greet that if they do come through. Actually, Yampy on the other side going to find JD drifting back down mid.
Left.
He's going to look for more as well. Akukos completely sleeping there.
Free up. No, he's caught in no good position. Yampy's going to punish that as well. That is a flawless round powered by Hypoc.
There's a graphic somewhere for that.
It exists. It's on the internet somewhere. That's scary, isn't it? That's just out there somewhere in the world. Cryptic's off to a 6-0 start. Yampy up on 9, off out. NIP quite having the perfect beginning yet. And we'll have to see how they stabilize in this, because it's not been easy. I feel like they have to just kind of reset the entire tempo of this game.
I hate to repeat myself once again, but it's these early rounds for NIP on the attack. And Liquid's, I'll be honest, is a completely new look for Liquid. The aggression here that on the back of this man on the screen, Yampy, has been able to bring to the table. It's left NIP guessing and just unable to find an answer.
Jets grounded.
There you go.
That's an
Nice
answer.
readjust. Yeah, Soulcast
the
actually will
trade-
get one through.
The trade's there. I thought that was like a nice bit of starting damage they might get for free, but no, a quick answer. Kriya. Oh, good adjustment towards Link. Now that creates a little bit of an avenue of approach. You can see the rotation coming in. Ryan may be looking to punish if there's any counter aggression, but no one's opting for that. Keep your eyes towards the spike as well. Heading on through. Kriya doesn't want to give up too much room, but doesn't want to leave Chihuahua alone either. So they're going to kind of re-aggress and regroup towards a main. And so far, this is the perfect call, because look at the defensive side. Nowhere near him.
Yeah. Have to commit to the 3v4 retake here. NIP do have the Rolling Thunder. Actually, Rhyme lurking elsewhere is going to bring it to a 3v3. And you can see they are going to be able to set up this. Scream does have the revive, so you get Yampy most likely back on his feet.
Your duty is not over.
Soulcast going to drop through Kriya here, ready to greet them though, but spammed off that angle. Will be kept honest for the time being. Soulcast actually finds that one. So a two-man advantage now. Rolling Thunder invested from NIP as well, but no follow-up. Chihuahua does find one.
It's a nice position for Chihuahua now. That keeps a lot of space safe, but he needs to be almost proactive. It's just down to those two, and that's great work from Chihuahua. And now Scream's going to break through on the side. The 1v1 begins now. Scream needs to get this halfway. Chihuahua, I don't think he can stop this just yet. He does get off it about half. Chihuahua's trying to play the time, and Scream's got the shot. But I don't know if he's got the time. Yes! No! Just lost it at the end.
So close. 0.1 of a second. But to be honest, wipes the slate clean for NIP in terms of the economy, because look at it. A round win, yes, but everybody falling and actually worse off than their previous buy. 4 light armors. We will get rifles across the board. Actually, Akukos second guessing he's going to opt to get, I'm assuming, all of his flashes on. And Kriya now reconsidering it. So really, Liquid, I mean, coming into this one, operator back on the board financially, it's better for Liquid. They actually have an opportunity to reset here.
Concealment.
Now, where do they find this reset from? This round it gets tough because that first pick obviously not being in their favor. It's not feeling so hot. Yampy still patrolling, which is a problem. Now, whether or not they heard that, I'm kind of curious. Cypher wasn't super far, but now Yampy
They nearly line
gets
up.
one. They did nearly line up. The max you can get is 2, right? Or can you? You can't get 3, I don't believe. But Rhyme now gonna have to try and investigate. But you know Yampy's gonna double dip this, right? Like you know he's going back for more. And he's gonna get more Yampy again. Unrelenting aggression. Goes for the knives out now. That's just intimidation tactics.
No
Great
way!
shot. Not quite flying to Kukos, but at this point they've just been slaughtered.
And this is the thing Liquid have missed, man. Just to start the round, the first blood
30
happens in
seconds
mid.
left.
That's from ropes. Readjusts, comes all the way over to ramp. And finds a further 3 kills. 1 off the Blade Storm. Akukos, nothing left. In terms of flash, he's going to have the fault line in 10 seconds, but there's only 13 left in the round. And honestly, a consolation kill at best for him. Will fall, but screen there. We'll clean that up and Liquid go 5-1 ahead. Can't be 13-5.
Scary player, isn't
Here.
he? So honestly, I was a huge fan of him in CS. For a very limited
Here.
time, I got to watch him. He was a very exciting player, and he's still young enough that there's so much more for him to do and learn. That hunger is still there. You know, I remember people talking about the rumor of like Olaf Meister coming through, right? And this is gonna be a pistol round, so if it does start going LFP's way, we'll kind of bring it back in. But I think Olaf Meister is one of those examples where it's like he can provide so much experience, but there's something about someone who's already been to a high competitive level, who's yet to hit that peak, who's still super hungry, who's yet to get that major title behind their name. And someone like Yampy is definitely capable of that. I'm 100% certain. So I'd be really interested to see how his career kind of carries on from this point. And again, if Olaf Meister comes over, look, I'm down. I don't know if he is, but I'm down.
Not gonna object.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, nah, don't come and play the game that I'm casting Olaf Meister, who's had some of the sickest clips,
Spike
but actually
down,
Scream.
mid.
Gonna make
A
like
spike.
work of them coming through mid, and yeah, the spike on the other side of the smoke is gonna make this rough. You can see
Spike is here.
Kriya potentially trying to create a path forward, pings it out just to make sure he still knows where it is in case he needs some spam. Flash comes in, the double swing, and so far, unless they get a couple of quick kills,
Last player
this round should
standing.
go the way it's expected.
Satchel out.
Right, left 20 HP and a Sheriff. Again, consolation kill Cryptics. A hop, skip, and a jump. Close that one out.
Okay, question for you. If you could pick one player, even historically, at their peak or not, doesn't even matter, to see in Valorant right now, like at a diligent level, maybe not at their peak, who would you pick? Any game, any career, height or not, who would you choose?
Right, you're really going to put me on the spot like that. Actually, that's a really
Yeah, I
good
know,
question.
Have a think on it. Take a little bit of time. It's a tough one. I don't even know the answer to that. I mean, it's hard not to think of like JW or Kenny S at their
Yeah.
like those two would be like you think
Really,
about
like,
Yampy's
Get Right
aggression.
as well.
Oh, that'd be so nice. Scream, what an angles view working with as well, just above the smoke. Gets that pick, and yeah, when I was thinking about it, I was like, imagine like, so Yampy's aggressive, but imagine that triple down, more knives. It was like JW in prime territory. He used to just be the world's most,
Yeah.
like, incredibly overwhelming AWPer back in the day, like viable with rifles too, like he was the full package. He's still a great player, but on peak, that'd be something else. But already slight hit comes out, and Rhyme couldn't get it off in time, and he will lose his life for it now. Scream still alive, Soulcast still there. And honestly, Liquid are on a different level right now.
They are. I mean, this is a different Liquid altogether. I'll be honest, the number of times we've covered these guys, Lauren, and they've never looked this good. Never looked at just in control to this extent. Kriya, we'll find Cryptics there actually with a wallbang headshot and clean it up as well, but
30 seconds left. Taking that
just
back.
putting on a clinic right now. And NIP, I'll be honest, just since the start of Bind, once again coming into Split here, struggling to find an answer. Struggling to really get themselves together. Any of these round crew will find another link. Finally show his hand from behind Flower. Another round win, and take a look back over to the economy. It's brutal. It's actually brutal. Yes, ultimates are there for NIP. Everyone except Rhyme and that showstopper, actually. But they're just getting steamrolled, Lauren. There's nothing else you can say about it.
Sorry, I just had to quickly have a chat on Twitter about Mitch. He was saying something that the logos were weird on our stream. Don't know what he means. They are, according
For
to Twitter,
official
very accurate.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, we've done our research.
So this
doing
is
it.
actually as per the social media accounts of these organizations. So
Yeah, we followed the guidelines from the PDF for the brand. That's a good start though. Let's kind of see what Chihuahua can do with this. He's invested the ult on it, so he's now safe to know that he can pick up that rifle and kind of fold it back in. Looks like they're trying to create an opportunity towards B now. Yampi's gonna hear this, and he's waiting. And does the man ever not go for the peak? Oh god, there was, it's attachment issues really do be hitting hard. But it is still 4v4. This gonna why is that spike in CT? Okay, so they've gone around the world. Akukos is in towards heaven trying to keep this safe. Now Soulcast is going on that kind of like lurk up through. You've still got a position towards catching Lincoln ramp. That's really nice. Good play from Akukos. The second one, oh, it's a third for Akukos. This is his round. Now with the spike planted, they're just closing in the rest of these kills. Cryptics, I mean, refusing to relent before, but this time overwhelmed.
oh, indeed, yet Yampy now actually does get tagged out as well by the spy cam. 1v3 and time ticking away. Unlikely he's going to get a round win here. Ryan will clean him up. NIP will put their third on the board.
Last round before the switch.
We come into the last round. Going to look at the ultimate Soulcast. One off the Rolling Thunder. Neural Theft and the Revive available for Liquid. Yampy 2 off the Bladestorm. Link 2 away from that Orbital Strike. I'm going to say actually NIP with a little better ultimate progress just in terms of what they're going to have available. Korea does have Astra ultimate. Rhyme 1 off the Showstopper. Kukos 1 off the Rolling Thunder. And those are the, I guess, the game changers, the playmakers for NIP.
I honestly want NIP to get this round so they've got a buffer to work with again. 3's just not something that I see as being like super doable. 4 is enough, but for now they just try and test their luck towards A, re-aggressing. There is one towards ramp,
Right there.
one towards heaven. Lincoln Soulcast waiting up top. They do manage to cross through towards site. There's actually completely absent of players. They went for a bit more of a B lean this time around. Rhyme's considering pushing CT, which I don't think is a bad idea at all. Trying to get a little bit more space for these post plants because they don't have heaven control.
You want to fight it?
And there you go. Actually, the divide will go up.
Spike planted.
Actually, the first time we've really had a full 5v5 in the post plant. Liquid 3 ultimates available. Actually, Scream just hops over the top. Look at that. Lincoln Soulcast will find kills. Chihuahua, does he get hard cleared? No, he doesn't. He went to
Oh,
fill up
no!
the Rolling Thunder.
Cypher removed.
No way! Scream can now get a res quickly going if he needs to, but that almost got super
Orbital
dicey.
strike.
Oh, that is back online. Yeah, there it goes. That's just a buy time. Get him off that spike. Scream with a swing, but he loses out to JD. Trade comes out for Link, and it's a Kukos with it all to do and no way to do it. Liquid gonna lead this one out at 9-3.
Beautiful recovery there. You can see as well the thought process. He wanted to set up that Rolling Thunder to clear all of sight off, but
Switching sides.
Chihuahua just in another one of those angles, another one of those spots. I'll be honest, you got to expect him in, right? He's always that man for NIP, but Liquid stabilize and they recover that round. Scream just putting in work, 17 and 6 on the battle stage, and I gotta say it's looking good for him. I was digging to see if we had another game on record, and because I know Scream obviously did dabble about across the duel list, but whether or not we saw him actually flex onto the Sage previously for Liquid. I don't think he has, so...
Not 100% sure. But this kind of falls back into that same scenario, the same narrative that we often tell you guys, that this is now a must-win for NIP. They're trying to be proactive about it, but now this encourages Yampy to do it again.
Yampy.
His pistol stats today must be off the charts!
No way,
That's a
man.
third!
Spike
He
down
gets shut
mid.
down, but at what cost? It's a 3v2 and the HP is dire! Holy...
One enemy
Screams
remaining.
managed to get to as well. Will close out the kill on a Kukos. Again, Liquid remain cautious. I guess waiting for Korea to show his hand, really, and reveal his position.
Very nice work, Jonas. I love the Twitter update there. Very good. NIP now down to Korea. Trying to play a little bit of time here.
Spike
Gets himself a little
planted.
bit of work now through heaven. The wall up towards CT is going to be an issue.
Blocking vision. Obscuring vision.
What can he do with this? He's trying to dice up the side towards having some 1v1s. That's good. That scream gone, but look at the HP.
Yeah.
And he's so paranoid of that flank potentially coming out too, and I don't blame him. It's been a consistent element, but at this point, he's got to just try and get in here. And the sound cue might give away so much, and now the time. Here it is. There's that drop down sound. It's enough to now start them on the wrap here. Soulcast gonna get closer. Flash comes out. It's almost unfair. Liquid taking strides now. NIP unable to bounce back in this round, and I want to highlight again. Yampy's pistol stats are gonna be wild.
Yeah, crazy. Absolutely. I mean, I want to say that's the fourth time we've seen him go 3 or more in the pistol round. You see here, he's actually going to go straight in onto the Vandal. Nothing at all for NIP. Again, this is the difficulty, right? And we talked about it in the previous map on Bind. They have to build some momentum. So these need to be clean round wins early on. Because it's so difficult to pull yourself out of this deficit.
3-play stack on this site. Fate from heaven, but no bite towards it from Yampy. Still clearing through towards ramp. JD waiting towards the rafters here. What's he do with this? They've got classics, man. This has got to be 11, right?
Absolutely should be. Actually, JD and Korea here ready to try and capitalize on that utility, but unfortunately, oh no, Kukos tried to set himself up for the flash there, but the molly landed. Again, the execution just so clean from Liquid.
Spike planted.
Chihuahua. He'll try and work his way back through ramp. He does actually check the corner and lands the headshot, but Yampy, the headshot of his own. Rhyme, the last man standing. Trying to crouch it out, but Liquid survive through that one.
Yeah.
And
Now-
this is where it gets so difficult. Because look at what's left. And even now, Kukos financially, he'll take the light armor for full utility.
So, remember,
We go.
this is for seeding. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to be competitive, but I'm saying don't think this is the be-all and end-all. This is a great performance from Liquid. But Jesus, Yampy just walks on in. Rhyme said no. Enough of that.
The fadeaway.
Yeah, he's not having any more of that nonsense. And that's going to at least shut down that initial foray from Liquid to try and get some early work done.
Set up, ready to greet Liquid here, but the flash actually too deep, not going to get anything off that. Korea will find Scream off the top of that wall. Utility going to slow things down, allow a little bit of a rotation to come through, but damage traded back and forth here. NIP holding on for the time being. Liquid can recover this and get the clean spike plant. No, Ryan going to find Soulcast to open things up. Free up.
Lovely work.
Find his third.
Set the punishments on them. Recovering it.
3 survive though, and again, we come back to that momentum discussion. If we look at Liquid now, what can they muster together? Yampy, Bladestorm in hand, so he can drop a weapon across and play that Bladestorm in this round, so they can actually
Should I play some
pull
Stars
together.
in this reality?
Effectively a full purchase here. You got to consider that the full purchase back in.
Pretty much. 7-4. NIP have a step on the ladder. But it's such a long route back for them, but it's feasible. Every chance of it. Yampy is having an absolute series though. 21 already reached on the board. And there's the ultimate coming through. Yampy gonna be leading through from sewer towards that middle peak. Sage on the other side with JD. You got Rhyme there as well. Being kept safe by that wall. Like he can't get over it, but does he want to?
Blocking sight. Bomb buddy out.
Deal with the wall early on. Slower approach here from Liquid. And actually NIP at the worst possible time in back away from this. And Yampy going to find a bit of space into ropes. And now Liquid can readjust. It looks like the emphasis is going to be on B. Scream made moves early on towards Garage. Three members of NIP to hold on to B site for them though. So we'll see how Liquid approach this.
A little bit of spam so far, but nothing to report beyond that.
20 seconds here.
Yeah. Yeah, now burst towards the site.
no!
Oh, it's not pretty, but the rest are making up for it.
Spike
Scream's still
down,
alive and
B.
gets Rhyme down.
10 seconds left.
Now, that's going to give them at least a spike plant, but Soulcast has to keep them safe. You can see Akukos
Spike planted.
desperately wants back in. There's no opportunities instantly given.
player
Flash out towards the
standing.
lower side. Scream! So aware of the angles available, and now it's Kriya again called upon to clutch. And I think he knows it ain't happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, if they have any chance in the next round, I mean, I'd argue as well, yes, to try and flash in and find a kill, but saving both of these weapons through here could have been a better shout. It's just Kriya now. It's going to be Liquid going to match point, series point here on split. And you get, I don't even want to see it. It's going to be disgusting. The money for NIP just in the bin.
Match point.
Yeah. They can try and fashion a buy, but you can, if you look at it close enough, you can see the cracks in it.
Whereas the
Light armor
utility
here and
behind
there,
it, it's
utility. Yep. It's going to be lacking all those key pieces that could have made up the gaps.
And the other thing is, I mean, yes, they put the 5th on the board, but it's got to be a clean win. Otherwise, it just means nothing. Financially, it means nothing to them. There's 800 credits left across the team.
Ugh. Okay. Alt could maybe help them out here. This is Liquid just turning the screws now. Taking their time. Investment towards middle, and they burst on that too. They've taken some of that mid control now. Trying to regain some territory. That's going to be Kriya pushing forward. Yampy, though, progressing towards side, but outdone by Chihuahua. Now the rest comes in. JD out of nowhere. That's the JD we just haven't been seeing that much of. Great shutdown from him. 3 kills. Pulled from the pocket, and Liquid are just nowhere now.
It's actually stuck behind the wall over on A main. And IP going to be able to set up just everybody stacked up.
Watching here.
Still conscious of the possibility of a flank, but as this wall decays, Liquid going to be greeted
30 seconds left.
if they opt to even go for this one. Yeah, really difficult. It looks like they might even opt to just save this yet. Now, I don't want to see anybody from NIP hunting these kills. We've talked about it already. They have to keep these 5 weapons.
Yep.
10 seconds left.
They
I don't
have
think
to think
Liquid's
bigger
money's
picture.
perfect either.
No,
So-
it's not fantastic.
No. It's time to be a little smart about it. Nothing wrong with that. They do have all 5 rifles. So, for, as you said, NIP, they need these to stay alive so they can supplement them with the full armor, all the goodies that come around it, all the utility that they may have been lacking before. And find me some more of those rounds, JD. Get me some more of that, because, as said, I still love watching Chihuahua and JD as a duo. They are so sick. So, for me, I'd love to see them come online.
Right there.
Rhyme to me has been a little quiet today. And this is just, you know, if NIP aren't going 110%, fair enough. This is a seeding game. It's not like, you know, the big push for survival. I get it.
Well,
But-
well,
You know, it'd be nice to see a bit more from some of these players that I know can be such heavy hitters.
yeah, just a... Oh, let's see, Link. That nade. NIP walk in mid. A 2-for-1 trade in favor of NIP.
Word these flashes, the info comes out. Chihuahua, what? Chihuahua, what have you done?
Thank God we haven't got replays. NIP down to 2 now, and this
I
is just...
know exactly where you are.
Last player standing.
Oh no, Link's gonna find a Kukos. Rhyme, the last man standing. 88 HP, already tagged up, and Liquid have free access to B site. Scream holding down the ropes.
Attackers
He will
win.
fall, and Liquid will close out 13-5 here.